Continuing with my after-action report on the hog hunting trip, I want to cover some of the all-stars, the heroes of the trip. And the first one is this ammo right here, this Winchester Hog Special. Now, it says Hog Special on this box, but I bought this same ammo in a couple of different boxes, but it was the same ammo. If you looked at the ballistic information, it was exactly the same ammo. This box says Hog Special. One of them said deer, and had other animals on it, including hogs, and one just said Winchester. But this was outstanding ammo. It did a great job. It did a lot of damage to the hog without really ruining a lot of the meat. The meat that got ruined is because I put multiple rounds into every hog I shot. The next hero of the trip was my Bushnell monocular, night vision monocular, IR monocular. I don't know how you want to say it. It's a very low-end, inexpensive, some might even say cheap, entry into the infrared monocular category. But it did an okay job. It really did. It allowed me to see, you know, prior to sunup and after sundown just a little bit longer. And it really came in handy. I'm glad I've got it. I'm glad I took it. It's been really useful. I think I'm ready to make that jump pretty soon into thermal scopes, which when you have a thermal scope, these guys kind of take a back seat. But I'm still glad I had it, and I'm still glad I took it. And the next hero were these rubber boots. I tell you what, I didn't have, well, I had some rubber boots, but they were like the kind you use for doing concrete work. And they were, what, 10, 15 years old. So I picked these up in an academy in Beaumont on my way to the hunting lease. And even though I took my combat boots and I thought I'd be wearing those most of the time, I wore these continually, and they did a great job. I'm a rubber boot guy now. And these are low-end rubber boots. These are $29 rubber boots, but I am a rubber boot guy now. And the next hero was this guy. This is a little ABKT knife. It is actually a knife that I got as part of a tack pack back when I was subscribing to tack pack, and it's an okay knife, and it takes an edge. And I took it just so that I had some type of, I actually took it thinking I would use it for any processing of the deer, sorry, I didn't go deer hunting, of the hog. But I'll tell you what I ended up using it for. Killing hogs.
You having fun?
I didn't know that I would be killing hogs by hand, but I got the opportunity to go hog hunting with dogs. And this is the only knife I had. As a matter of fact, when I got out there, and nobody else had a knife, which I thought was strange. But even the guy with the dogs had forgotten his knife. And so this is what everybody used to kill hogs with. And you know what? It did a darn good job. Which brings up the next hero, which was hog hunting with dogs in general. And this guy, his name is Boss. And let me tell you a little bit about hog hunting with dogs. I was new to it. Like I said, it was an opportunity, and I'm glad I did it. It was an incredible experience. Is it for everybody? Nah, maybe not, but it's for more people than you'd think. To watch the videos that I brought back, and I'm not going to show all those, it's a pretty bloody and pretty violent way of killing a hog. Not for any grandiose or entertainment reason, just because It's a much more immediate way of killing a hog. Now, why do people hunt hogs with dogs? Well, first of all, it's more productive. When we would go out stalking, when we would go into the stands, we were lucky to get two hogs at one shooting. And those aren't great odds because you shoot, you get two maybe, and then you've got to go start all over looking for the hogs. When you've got dogs, you're continually going after hogs, and you only get one at a time. But once you get that one, and it's usually a big one, I'm not sure why. It's just the dogs go after the big one. Then you're ready to go after the next, and it's a productive way of killing hogs, no matter what time of day, no matter what the weather. And the name of the game here is killing hogs because they are an invasive species that is really tearing the place up, and they need to be killed. So how do you hunt hogs with dogs? Well, being that I've only done it twice with the same guy and the same set of dogs, I can only speak to that. But the way we did it is we went out and we let the cur dogs loose. And these cur dogs are little, skinny, gangly, just mutt-looking dogs, but they love to sniff out and chase hogs. And that's their job, just to find the hog. And in this modern age, they've got GPS tracking on them. And we pretty much just kind of hang out and wait for them to find a hog. And the hunter can tell by what they're doing and how they're acting on the GPS if they've got one. And he can tell from their barks, but the GPS really comes in handy. And once he's decided they have a hog and they're chasing it, he lets this guy go. And this guy here is an Argentinian dogo. I think I'm getting that right. And he is made for hunting and grabbing hogs. And I don't say taking them down because he, as big as he is, he can't take down a hog. You see, he's wearing a Kevlar vest. That's because a hog can kill him quick. If you look close at this picture of the Kevlar vest, you can see where a tusk ripped it. Hogs are awesome. They can outrun, they can outswim, and they certainly can kill any of these dogs. So what this dog does is not take him down, but he goes in and he grabs him by the ear. And he basically doesn't let him go until we get there. And that's where it gets really fast-paced because we have to get there. Because if this hog, if we don't get to him quick, he eventually will wear out and kill the dogs because they're not going to give up, and he's not going to give up. And the end evidently is going to be hogs 1, dogs 0 if we don't get there and take him out.
Damn it, don't do that. I'm trying to go across the other side of the creek. I ended up drowning. Come here, boss. Boss, come here.
Now, why the knife? Why do we kill them with knives? Well, they won't allow you to have guns around the dogs, and for a good reason. It is a chaotic time, and if you had a gun, there's a good chance you might shoot one of those dogs. So it's just a good idea not to have a gun. And so we use a knife. Now, I wanted to run out to Academy and get a spear, but I didn't have time. So I thought that would be fun to do. But frankly, it made more sense to use a knife. And what you do there is when the dogs have the hog, you come up behind the hog and you pull his legs out from under him and kind of drag him off balance, and then you jump on his back, and you take the knife and you reach up under his armpit and you stab him, and you look for what the guy called the sweet spot, and you can tell from the way the blood comes out if you've got the sweet spot. I wasn't really good at it the first time. I had this knife and my whole hand up inside that hog, just rooting around trying to find that sweet spot. And I found the lungs from all the frothy blood, I could tell, but it took the guy going back in to find the sweet spot. I was a little better the second time, and I got him killed pretty quick. And that's the name of the game, is to kill him quick. So that's hunting hogs with dogs. Like I said, it may not be for everybody, but man, what an experience. I would recommend, if you ever, for any reason, get the opportunity, do it once. It was an experience. It really was. So that was the next hero of the trip was just the hog hunting experience. And the last hero, and the biggest hero, was my friend Kent, who invited me and hosted me for this hunt. Wow. This was a dream come true trip. And we literally hunted from the time we got there. I didn't even get to unpack, and we were off. And within 3 hours of me driving up, I was sitting in a stand. And that was great. And that was the tempo from then on. Kent Kent loves hunting, and he loves being out there, and I did too. And stalking, we did some stalking, not as much as I wanted to, and not as much as he wanted to, I think, but we did some stalking, and that was just wonderful. Even though we didn't get anything when we were stalking, just to be out there, and I would liken it to patrolling for pigs, and it was wonderful, and man, what a trip, and what a friend. I don't have a lot of friends. I can count them on one hand, people that I consider real friends. And Kent, you're this finger on that hand of friends. I swear you are. And I love you. Thanks for watching.